co-host. I'm pretty sure you will be very happy to see him because he's not very often with us here, but I'm sure you will be happy to see him today. Please let me know in the chat, where are you joining from? I am in Colombia. It's 6 p.m. at this moment. So tell me in the chat, where are you and what time is it there in yours? This is a very nice moment for us to share, to practice English. Maybe this is your first time and you say, oh, English, I don't understand. No worries. No worries. That's the idea, to practice. And we have some extra help. You can click down here, the CC, and you can activate closed captions. Here, click on CC, activate them, and you will see them here. So you can listen and so let me say hello over here to different people. We have from El Salvador, La Unión, Piche, 26155, have Andres from Bogota, Colombia. Nice. And we have in Caracas, Lorena. Hi, Lorena. And you are 1 hour ahead of Colombia. It's 7 p.m. there. Wonderful. Lucha is in Lima. Nice. I think it's cold there, right? I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I love this enthusiasm from C. Velasquez. He says, let's get started. Let's get started. That's what we are here for. We have someone from Costa Rica, Ele Gonzalez, 5 p.m. So you are 1 hour behind. Okay, this is 6 here, 5 there, 1 hour behind. And we have Juan Camilo. Hi, Juan, in Bogota. We have someone from Guatemala, CHMHIC. You make it really hard for me to read your names, but that's great. Some creativity. We have Mara Gonzalez from Ecuador, 6 p.m. there. We have Gerardo from La Fortuna, Costa Rica. I love it. This space is a space for all of us to connect, all the community, all of you to participate, people from different countries, everyone learning and practicing. Let's have fun. Let's learn about what English Academy has for all of you. So with no further ado, I'm going to present our co-host today. I want you to give him a lot of love in the chat if you know who he is. Let's see, I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to show you him over here in camera. And it is, ta-da-ta-ta-ta. Okay, yes. Can we?
I saw someone, Jaime Bravo, is in Barichara. If you don't know where that is, it's one of the most beautiful little towns in Colombia. I highly recommend you visit it if you've ever been there. But I am so happy to be here, students. And thank you for letting me be your co-host, Waida. I hope I do it some justice.
Well, thank you for accepting the invitation. I already see lots of love for you. Inés, good to see you. How are you? Long time no see. I know students are happy to have you here for sure.
Oh, and I'm happy to be here as well.
Amazing. I know we love our community, right? Oh, like always, it's great to be here sharing with each other and with our students from everywhere in the world. Yes, we have some quick news today. We have something special happening next week in Bogota, Colombia. Do you want to share with us a little bit what it is? Should I go? Tell us.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I'm kidding. We have something very, very, very special next week in Bogota on Friday. Can anyone guess what it is in the chat? What could it be? What is the special, awesome things we do in English Academy in Bogota? If you meet up, and so you can get together, speak in real time, have some pizza with...
Be there, and now you committed me with pizza. Okay, we will have pizza.
I'm not in Bogota, but I might fly just for pizza because I've started a diet and I really want some pizza.
Amazing. I know that's a nice part of this event, the pizza, but you know what else we are going to be doing, Jess?
I have no idea. Tell me, Waida.
I'll tell you then, we have in Colombia, we celebrate love and friendship. So this is interesting, and this is part of learning languages, right? Learning new cultures. So in the States, they celebrate St. Valentine's in February, right? In Colombia, we don't celebrate St. Valentine's. Yes, you know that already, right?
I
But
do.
we do celebrate Friendship and Love Day in September. So it's September already. Our meetup in Bogota is going to be around this topic, to make new friends, to practice English, and of course, eat some pizza, because that's part of getting to know new people. So if you are in Bogota, don't hesitate. Go and book. I'm going to leave the link here in the resources. I never know which side it is. I always get confused. Okay, one of these two sides. You can go and see the resources and book a spot, go celebrate, practice. The week after, we can share some videos here in the live. What do you say?
Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, love and friendship, I really like that day. I have to really like that day because it's my wife's birthday, but it kind of makes it easy because I only need to give one present. Um, but I'm excited that the whole month is going to be spent around that our 9th of September is going to be English Academy's Love and Friendship Day, where we'll talk about it. We'll also have pizza, which I would consider the love and friendship food.
That's an interesting point of view. Maybe, yes, it can. For me, it would be ice cream. Yes, to be honest, always ice
But you don't
cream.
share ice cream, do you? Do you share your bowl or your cone of ice cream?
Yes, well, I don't eat ice. I eat very slowly, so I always eat it like share it. Of course,
All
that's the
right, if
best
you
part of
share
ice
it,
cream.
it counts.
Join and come and join us in Bogota for this very special event. I'll be waiting for you. We'll see each other there. But that's not the only opportunity for our community to connect, right? Just because we already saw the chat, and there are people from everywhere around the world. So we have our community in different, I don't know, a community. Join our Discord channel. We have voice chats. We have different spaces for you to with all the community. We also have meetups, voice chats, I already said, meetups and practice sessions, so you can practice in community everything that you're learning, and with the support of our teachers. So I'm going to leave the links here in the chat as well, so you can join all these spaces. They are very important for you to practice. Of course, we'll be waiting for you in the live every Tuesday. Other spaces gives you all the opportunity to practice your speaking with different people and make friends around the globe, right? Jess, how many friends do you have that don't live where you live?
Oh my gosh, like all of them. Pretty much. Actually, I have like three friends in Bucaramanga, but the rest live all around the world. That's the beauty of this community. That's the beauty of meeting people from all over, because I can almost visit almost every country I can think of, and I know somebody there. I can stay somewhere, or somebody can be a tour guide for me. It's a really wonderful experience. So meeting people from all over the world is really special, and that's something we have in English Academy. Also, we want to work on our English together, and that's what makes the community so special, that we're all together with the same goal, and we can practice in real time.
Absolutely, Jess. Thank you. I think that's great. And we have a question here from Alex Garcia, Oficial 24. Can we participate in the debate? Jess, I had my braces adjusted this week, and I can't speak today. I
Gosh, that's
cannot
happened to
eat
me.
and barely can speak. But yes, in practice sessions and meetups, they happen on Zoom. So you have the chance to speak and participate with everybody, because that's important. Here, you listen to us, you participate in the chat, of course, and in these other spaces, you can practice your speaking as well with all the community. So we'll share the link so you can join as well. Organize your agenda. There are different times, different days. The idea is create this community and we practice with each other. Excellent. People telling us where they are from, and people excited about all these things. So now I want us to go with the next section that we have today, our teachers, that is going to share with you with all of you that are watching, how to participate in a debate. But before we go and check this class and learn and practice, let's go and watch this video.
I have two passions in my life, teaching and cooking. My first memory of cooking is when I was 6 years old with my mother in our kitchen. Cooking started there. My first memory of teaching is from 2014 in Bogota, Colombia. I became an English teacher and started teaching executive professionals in the amazing city of Bogota. I have combined my two passions, teaching and cooking, in this workshop for you. And you are also going to cook with me. Together, we will take this journey of mixing English and cooking. I am going to create opportunities for you in this workshop to practice in the context of cooking. Things like inviting your friends for dinner, buying groceries for your dinner, preparing for a dinner party, and finally, we are going to cook 2 dishes together in my kitchen.
My name is Ravi Lakmani, and I want to welcome you to the Basic English Shop A2 Practice in the Kitchen. So, are you ready to take this journey with me? Let's go.
Okay, tell me, workshop already? If you have, share in the chat, what do you like the most? And did you like the recipe that you learned? I love that workshop. You know, learning English is fun and we can learn with daily things, right? So if we're going to practice in a different way, and for that we have our teacher, Chris. Hi, Chris, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you, Ida. How are you?
Amazing. I'm really happy to have you the second time that you join us in a live. That's great. I love to have this space that students can share with you in this way. But I know not all the students know you. So please tell us a little bit about you so students get to know you a little bit.
All right. Sounds good to me. So my name is Chris Edenfield. I'm from the United States. I'm from New Jersey, actually. I moved to Colombia about 8 or 9 years ago after having who's from Colombia, but also the country and the people in general. I've been teaching English here in Bogota. I'm in Bogota right now, and I've been teaching English here for the last 8 years. And I really do appreciate having this opportunity to actually interact with the students. It's something that having recorded a course, for the first time, it's a little bit of a different dynamic that I was used to, and these live sessions are fun. They're enjoyable. The one that I did last time, and it gives me an opportunity to interact more with the students.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. And you said you live in Colombia because you fell in love. That's not the first story I hear like that in English Academy.
No, that's shocking.
Yeah, I know Colombia has a lot to offer. Well, it's wonderful.
It really does.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here, Chris, and you have a very important topic for us. So the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ira. And so, yes, today our topic is learned to participate in debates in English, obviously, right? We're in the English Academy. And so you should be seeing my slides, I think, maybe over here. All right, yep, great. So yeah, learn to participate in debates in English, okay? And this is something that is very important. If you want to participate in a debate, you need to know how to begin, and or the discussion, the argument. We can kind of use these terms a little synonymously here. Unless you're the one that's starting the debate, at some point you're going to need to interrupt, or you're going to have to make your point or your opinions, known to the rest of the people that are participating in the debate. And so that's what we're going to focus on today: is politely interrupting, okay, in a debate or in a discussion, okay. And that's just one of the things that you're going to, if I just want to take a moment here. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay, there we go. This May it launched, about discussions and debates, the C1 Advanced English course. And one of the things that you will learn if you have the time and interest to go check this course out is more about interrupting politely. You'll also learn how to justify your point of view and to form arguments to a story. Right? Obviously, one strategy or tactic when you're in a discussion or in a debate is to use stories or personal anecdotes to make your point. And so adding information and making those stories more lively solution pattern, which is pretty interesting. A lot of students have been saying that they found it very helpful. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic, all right, which is, as I said before, interrupting politely. Okay, and there's a lot of different situations that you might find yourself in when you're going to, be part of a debate or a discussion. Fall into formal situations and others into informal situations. So, we're going to take a look at some phrases that you can use if you're in a situation. So, I don't know. I'm just going to take a guess here. Maybe some of the students can let us know. When they have discussions, debates, arguments, are these things that you guys tend to have in formal situations or informal situations? Is anyone here constantly, in a debate in a formal situation? Wants to share with us? Any of the students? Or Wyra, if you want to find yourself in a debate or in a discussion or argument.
That's a great question, Chris. I think this is something that happens more often than we think of, because in a regular conversation, at work, you want to get to an agreement. That is already a discussion, right? A debate. It might not be a deep one, but it does happen. Or even with your family, you're talking about a specific topic, you might have a small debate. What do you think? Would you agree with me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're totally right. I think debates and discussions, these arguments, trying to come to agreement, like you mentioned, these happen much more often than we think about. When we hear that word debate, I think a lot of times we're immediately hit with that idea of a very formal situation. And to be fair, a formal debate is that, right? Debates tend to be formal, but we have other formats that are less formal. So yes. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look here at some of the phrases that you might want to use. If you are in a formal situation. Okay, perhaps you're at work, and like you said, why coming to an agreement, right? You need to come to an agreement, and you're in some type of work-related discussion. So here are some phrases that you could use, okay? And here again, we're going to focus on, what I said before, polite. We're trying to be polite here. It's easier to get what you want. It's easier to convince people of your point of view, perhaps, if that's what you're trying to do in the discussion or the debate, when you are more polite. So you'll notice that theme throughout, okay? So again, we have pardon me, excuse me. Before you move on, you could also use we if you want to be more inclusive, right? Before we move on, okay? So these are all of our beginning parts of our sentence, okay? We're gonna have to add a little bit to them, and so let's take a moment and take a look there. And a reminder to keep being polite. You'll see that word is in purple, highlighted in purple. So let's kind of take that one step further, and let's look at a full sentence here. Pardon me, being polite, but I'd like to make one more point. Okay, and then at that point, you're going to offer your idea, whatever it was that you wanted to mention. Okay, now you can see here that I have I'd like to in purple lettering as well, and that's to remind you to be polite. Usually when we use these phrases, pardon me, excuse me, we're going to follow them with I'd like, or if you're part of a group, we'd like, and right, that's we would or I would, right? Maybe you've heard this before, but using would, especially when interrupting, or also when making. But so that's what you want to make sure that you do is follow these phrases with something similar to this. Okay. All right. All right. So that's so those are some phrases that you can use. Let me I'm going to go back 2 slides just for a moment and leave this here because I want maybe some of the students can try creating their own full phrases. Okay. Remember, imagine that you're in a formal situation. Okay. Maybe you're speaking with your boss. Maybe you're part of a big meeting and there's many people. Everyone's trying to add their ideas. All right, and you've got a good idea that you think needs to be expressed. So how would the students respond to that? You want to maybe use one of these 3 phrases that are up here and finish with your own idea.
Okay, this is
All right.
great practice, Chris. And I love these ones. I'm going to ask Jess to give us an example here. Jess, how would you use one of these?
Pardon me, but I do not agree with your previous statement.
That's
No, I'm kidding.
outlandish.
No, I think this is a very important topic, and I'm glad you've brought it, Chris, because I think Waida has a debate or argument with me almost daily. So this is very important. She's less formal and uses a lot more swear words, but this is the proper way to debate, I would say. I'm kidding. Waida is lovely.
White,
Yes,
I do remember
thank you
hearing
for-
you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Wyatt. I was just
I'm
going to say, I
just
remember
laughing.
hearing you guys talking about the ice cream. We could even consider that, to an extent, a mini debate, right? About do you
Ooh.
share your ice cream? Do you use a bowl or do you use a cone? So,
There
all
you
right.
go. There you go. Great example, Jess, except that you're not making me look very good. But that's all right. And we have some examples in the chat as well that I want to share. So we have Constanza gives us. Before you move on, I would like to add some information by a specialist. Emmanuel says, excuse me, I'd like to know where the bathroom is. Maybe for a debate. I mean, it's well used, but yeah, okay. There we have
Right,
some
yeah.
examples, Chris, from our students.
All right, excellent. Yes, all right. And here again, we're trying to be polite. So, excellent. Thank you for those. We're going to move on now, and we're going to take a look at some phrases and words that we can use in less formal situations. Okay. So let's take a look now. In English, there are several words that we typically use. I'm going to put them all up here right now. But all of these words we typically use at the beginning of a sentence when we want to be polite. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a look at each of these one at a time and see what type of phrases we can create with each of these. All right. So let's begin with would. Okay. All right. And here we have just 3 more phrases. Again, these are the beginning parts of our sentence. You're going to have to complete this with something at the end. All right, the second half of the sentence, and we'll get into that into a moment. But here we have: would you mind if I? Would it be all right if I? Would it be okay if I? Here, these are all saying basically the same thing. You choose which one or ones you feel most comfortable with. All right, once you feel, once you've acquired one, and you say, okay, try and use another one and become, get to the point where you always have, several phrases that you can use, kind of like, in your armament, right? You've got plenty of tools that you can use in any situation. All right. So again, this is just the first half. All right. Again, you'll notice that we're using, that word there is in purple because it's polite. All right. And we're going to look here at some options for completing this phrase. You could say add something here. So for example, all right, would you mind if I add something here? Okay, would it be okay if I jump in for a moment? And would it be all right if I butt in? Okay. There might be some questions regarding maybe the last phrase. So if any of the students are curious about it, feel free to ask. But what I wanted to
Chris,
focus on, yes,
would you mind if I add something here?
I certainly would not. Please be my guest.
Or jump in for a moment? I guess my question is, could you explain what the heck is butt in? But as
Okay.
in what we're thinking?
Yes, basically. And this is a very colloquial phrase, very informal. It just means to interrupt. Think of, I guess maybe if two people are speaking and you kind of just you want to try and get in between them so they notice you. Maybe you use your rump, your behind to kind of get into their space so they notice you and hear your question. So, but
Okay.
yeah.
But you said it was informal. So can I use this in the office or should I use this maybe with friends?
I would use this more with friends. Certainly more with friends. If you're in the office, I would go with either one of the first two here, or
Mhm.
perhaps the ones from the earlier section. Definitely.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. Carry on.
All right. Great. Thank you. That was an excellent question. And thank you for your polite interruption. All right. So we'll go to another one here. It's can. Okay. I'm just going to put one up here. Can I interrupt for a moment, right? We use can to be to ask for permission, right? That's one way of I guess being polite, right? If you're asking for permission, you're not just charging in like a bull and just kind of speaking over everyone, right? Okay, all right. Hopefully, you guys are taking notes. I'll put most of these phrases will be back up on the screen in just another minute or two when we do some more practice. So another word that we can use at the beginning is let. Now, let is similar to can. It's kind of, instead of asking for permission, you're kind of almost like telling them you're going to have permission, but it's still considered polite. And here we have, let me jump in here for a moment. You're going to notice that the second half of these phrases are going to probably repeat a lot of, some of the ones that we've already seen. Okay, and you can mix and match, and that's what we're going to do in just a minute here. All right, and sorry. Okay, this is the last one. Sorry's always a good one. You can say sorry to interrupt, but, and then you're going to finish with your thought, or sorry for jumping in, but. Right? Now, notice that even though both of these start with sorry, the second word in both phrases is different, right? In one we have to, the other we have for, and you're also going to notice that the verb that comes after it is in a different form, depending on which word. So interrupt, right? We've got our infinitive form there is going to go with the to, and we have our ing form following the word for. Okay? All right. So these are all the phrases that I have for you, and I just want to throw up this little graph here. Okay. These are most of the phrases that we saw, right? The beginning, the first half of the phrase, and you can see here on the right-hand side that we have the right column that we have some different options for finishing the phrase, for finishing the sentence. However, when you create this, I'm going to give you a moment here, all the students, to mix and match. So I would like you to try and create some full sentences that you could use to politely interrupt. And it doesn't matter if you want to make it formal or informal, okay? All right, but do be aware that you might, depending on which phrase on the left-hand column that you use, all right, you might have to change the form of the verb in the right-hand column. Okay, so hopefully the students understood that. I'll repeat one more time. You're just going to take a phrase from the left column and match it with one on the right and create a full sentence to politely interrupt.
So while the students are doing that, Chris, I saw something, I thought of something as well. We talked about butt in, which is to like enter a conversation or interrupt a conversation, correct?
Yep.
Well, we also say butt out. What does that mean?
Okay, that's actually that's kind of like the corollary. That's like the opposite. Once you've butted in, if you have inserted yourself into a conversation, a discussion that you're not really welcome in, if it's a private or personal, personal conversation, one of the members of that discussion might ask you to butt out or to do the opposite of what you just did, which was butt in and interrupt. Get your butt the heck out of here.
I had never realized that connection, I think, until today,
Not
when we were talking about it. It makes perfect sense. Butt in is to interrupt or interject yourself into a conversation. And when someone tells you to butt out, it means leave it alone or leave the conversation. It's a bit rude and very informal, but still, it's very connected.
yes. Thank you for bringing that point up. It's very, very relevant. I even when I was preparing and practicing, it didn't occur to me. So thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, of course. Wida, what are they saying in the chat? I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of sentences here.
I know we have a lot of students practicing. I love these connections you're making. We never stop learning and relating things, right? So that's great. We have here an example from session 17. Would you mind walking me through the steps again? Very nice. We have here, wait a second, I lost them. Here it is. Can I add something related to the info about sales? There we go. Or would it be okay if I jump in and add some additional information? Very nice.
Right.
Let me see, because we had here another one that I really liked. Would you mind if I go extra time with my turn or with my topic, with my intervention, we can say as well, right? Okay, very nice. I love students' participation. We have a lot of participation around. We do have a question.
Sure.
We do have a question around about jump in. Danny, the question is not, let's see if I can get your question, Danny Huitrago. Can you explain again, jump in, please?
Okay. Yes, to jump in it's very similar to butt in. Again, it's to interject yourself into a conversation, a discussion, a debate, right? It's certainly not, as we said before, butt in is rather informal. Jump in is a nice happy medium, okay? But again, it just means to interrupt or to interject yourself into a conversation or to cut someone off, speaking and start
Can I
speaking
jump
yourself.
in here for a second, Chris?
Yes, you may.
Sorry,
ahead,
I
Jess.
keep using what we're learning.
That's the idea. That's perfect.
So I agree. Jump in is not quite formal, but it's not informal or rude. It can be used in a work setting. It's quite friendly. Does this have the same meaning as jump out, Chris?
Well,
Maybe.
to jump out of, I don't know. I don't think I mean, not in this sense. I don't think so. Jump out of. I don't know if I've heard that. Would you?
I
Jump
don't
out of
think
this
so
conversation, right? You jump
So
out
you
of the
can-
plane. Hey, you don't belong in this conversation. Jump out of the plane.
Oh my gosh. It's a bit
jump
intense.
out.
I dare
You
to
can
say
butt
that
in
is
and
not
butt out, but not
polite
jump out.
at all.
Yeah, if they ask you to jump out of a plane, yeah, it's probably not polite at all.
No. That's the other class.
Unless you're skydiving.
Exactly. And you have the parachute on already.
I just noticed that yeah, that's a good point. I just noticed that Angie Lopez asked the same question. Jump out in this context does not work. You can jump into a conversation, but you are there forever.
Yes,
you
you're
can't
stuck
jump
there.
out.
No.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's a great question. I was just going to say it's a great question, and also just a very good point about, here in this case about phrasal verbs. And I know that they are a challenging aspect for a lot of English learners for a lot of reasons. And one of those reasons is what we just saw here is just because one thing, jump in, is means one thing. The opposite, out, jump out, might not mean the same thing, depending on the context, right? So, great.
That is a very important point, Chris. And it's a good relation to make, right? It could be, but always check, because it might not be the opposite, right? That's where we
Absolutely.
have phrasal verbs, right? Excellent, Chris. Okay. Anything else that you want to add today for our students, Chris?
No, yes. Well, the only thing, and this is as far as the class goes, this is everything. But I would like to just take a moment to share one more time my link for my course. You'll see it up here at the top. Here's the screenshot, the splash with my bald head, the name of the course, and yeah, what you're going to learn. If you haven't had a chance to check the course out, please go ahead and do so. So far, it's been getting pretty good feedback, I think, and I think the students are enjoying it, and I'm sure that all of the students out there will find at least a handful of things that they can include in their English. So.
Amazing, Chris. Thank you so much, everyone who is watching. I'm leaving the link right now here in the chat, in the resources, here or here, I never know, or down here if you're on your phone. Okay, check it out, go and take it so you can expand, because it is a complete course. Thank you, Chris, so much. This class, I know it's very useful tips, very important to have nice conversations, right? To have good discussions and debates with people. So thank you a lot, Chris, for this. Of course, you can leave all your comments in the course as well there when you're taking it. That's the idea, that you can also interact and practice more there with the community. And after this class, thank you for your participation, for your questions. And you know what comes at the end of our live. And it's a game. What game it is? I don't know. Jess is the one who brings the game today. So go get ready, get some water, get pen and paper. I don't know if you need it, but maybe I'm going to get some pen and paper. Are you ready for the game? I am. Let's see what it is. Let's have some fun and let's keep learning. But as we get ready, let's watch this video.
Hey, want to jump on the bandwagon with me? Jump on the bandwagon? You don't play an instrument? That's okay, because jump on the bandwagon has nothing to do with actually playing on a band or jumping on a wagon. Jump on the bandwagon means to join in a popular activity that other people are enjoying. So, if you want to jump on the bandwagon with me, it'll be fun, I promise. Come on, jump on the bandwagon and join me at Platzi English Academy.
Yes, learn English now.
Do you know what it means when something costs a bomb? It means it's really expensive. For example, hey Cesar, hey, that's a nice sweater.
Thank you. I should hope so. It cost a bomb.
Nunca pares de aprender.
Okay, are you ready? Did you have some water? Did you bring pen and paper? I am ready. I had a sneak peek of what's coming, and I'm really excited. You are going to love this. I think. I'm not sure. I'm sure I will love it. So, Jess, what do you have for us today? What's the challenge?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm
Game, right?
scared
It's supposed to be
now.
fun. Today we're going to do one of my favorite activities when you're learning English, and that is tongue twisters. So, Waida and Chris will go head to head in some difficult tongue twisters. I will choose the winner of each tongue twister, and I will also let chat you, the students at home, decide who is your winner. And we're not going to do a poll. I'm just going to look, and the more names I see, I will give a point to. It's very arbitrary, and there might be a bit of corruption if you give me brownies. Normal brownies, good God. So each participant will have two tries to say their tongue twister. And I want you at home to try as well to say the tongue twister. You can listen to Waida, you can listen to Chris, understand how they do it, understand a bit of their pronunciation, and you can try at home. So first we will start with Chris, then Waida, then we'll go back to Chris again, and then Waida again, and then we will go to the next tongue twister. In total, we have 3 tongue twisters.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what, Jess? I love tongue twisters. I don't love them when I have bands on my mouth, but I'll do my best.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you got your braces adjusted today. The worst time for this. You can quickly take off your band while Chris is doing his.
You
Or
know,
I
they
can
say
take
championships are won by millimeters.
That's true. That's
There
true.
you go. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask Diego to stop showing me for a second as I get ready. And Chris goes.
Waida takes these things very seriously. So yeah,
All
she
right.
needs that millimeter. Before we go, we should see the slide of the tongue twister up here. And Chris, it's all yours. Go for it. I will be judging speed, fluency, and style. If you can rap it or make it into a song, even better.
Oh man, I wish I had that. I wish I had talent like that. I'm gonna go for speed. That's my goal here. Okay,
That
I'm ready.
works.
All right. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
All right, speed was definitely good. Accuracy, you slipped on a few things, but that's fine. That's normal for all of us. So, Waida, are you ready?
I'm not. Give me just a second.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll do it.
That
Why
was
not?
a second. But
Oh,
go
wow.
ahead.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Go for it. It's all
I
you.
just needed a second. Okay, are we ready? Diego, I want you to put me there in camera again, please. Diego is our streamer, if you're wondering, and I'm ready. Okay. You count or I count, or I just start, yes.
You just start when you want. Go ahead. I'm
I
not
need-
taking time.
Okay, I need that energy in the chat. Please, people, cheer me up. Okay. Peter Piper. Okay, that was a bad start.
I'll start. Don't worry. That one didn't count.
Okay. You know, I need to warm my mouth. Okay. Peter Piper picked a pickle. No, today is not my day for this. Let me start once more. That's it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Okay.
I'm not proud. I'm not proud of this.
That's all right. I think we have a clear winner on this one, but
Yes.
everybody gets another chance. Don't worry. Maybe in the next round. You can go for style, White. If you can sing it, rap it, they'll get you. And don't worry, I'm sure the students feel very much the same when they have to do this tongue twister. We're all learning here.
Yeah.
You ready again for your second round, Chris?
I'm ready for my second round. I'm gonna try for some style here. It might
All
not
right.
work, but I'm gonna give it a go. So
Go for it.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Holy crap. I'm impressed. I like the style. I like the flow. It was actually more accurate than the first time.
I think so. I think kind of putting. I mean, I know when you do tongue twisters, I guess you're supposed to just kind of, the point is to try and fly through them, and but giving that the cadence to it, I think, made it easier to pronounce all those P's.
That's true. Waida, do you want to try and jump in and earn some style points here?
I would say, like, can I go home? But I'm home. So where do I go?
You can concede this round and go on to the next one if you want. That's okay.
Okay. I'm going to try this. I'm not the best with rhythm, but I'll give it a try.
That's great. This is what we ask of our students, that you try, and that's okay. Even if you're not perfect, we're all learning, we're all getting better, and that's the point of these things, to have a little fun and laugh at yourself.
That's right. And I see a lot of love in the chat. So that's good energy here. Okay, let's do this. Peter Piper. Let me start over. Piper. Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Okay,
that was
better.
So much better than the first time.
Yeah,
you see?
that comes from all the
awesome.
energy from students in the chat, you see?
That was so much better. I have to give the point to Chris, but Waida, you have the point of my heart. You did really well, most improved, definitely. So let's take a look at the next one. This one is harder for me and less common. So maybe it will be more difficult. Maybe Chris will have some more of a challenge here.
I may have heard this one before, but you're right. This is not very.
Oh, you muted yourself, by the way, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yes, it's not as common as the first one.
No, Peter Piper is pretty common. I think most native speakers know Peter Piper pretty well. This one I found, and it was really difficult. So I wanted to give a challenge.
I think this one is common when we are teaching English for at least with non-native speakers. So I'm familiar with this
you
one.
might have the advantage here. But so do you want to go first, or should Chris lead it?
Chris, go ahead as I warm my mouth. I stretch here.
All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter bought a bit of better better butter.
Okay. First of all, beautiful start. I thought you had crushed it. The ending petered off a little bit, but let's see what Waida can do. Don't worry, you get another shot at it. And style, if you can't go for speed, style always works. Let's hear what the chat says. They say it's easier than the last. I don't know if I agree. Maybe it's easier for Waida. Let's see.
Let's see if it is. Okay, let's do this. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my butter better. So it's what better Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. Okay.
Wow, actually, I think we're pretty even on that one. Yeah, I think it's so far it's a tie for me. We'll see what chat says. But so far it's a tie. Everybody gets their second chance. So, Chris, are you ready for your second round?
I am ready.
All right, go for it.
Betty Botter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Botter but a bit of better butter.
All right, that was also much better and a much stronger finish than last time. And I liked the style, the little bit of rhythmic style with it. All right, Waida.
I did feel a little butter.
Did you feel a little better about Betty Botter's butter?
Well, I do feel a little better with this one about the butter. So good.
Oh my gosh. So, Waida, go ahead.
Okay, let's do this. Betty Butter bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my butter better. So it was better. Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. Okay. I tried to put some rhythm on it.
I like the rhythm. I thought it was good.
I did like the rhythm. I honestly can't decide, so we're gonna have to put this to chat. I'm equally happy with both. I think you both did really, really well. For me, it's a tie, but I'd like to see what the people in chat say. So I want to see either Waida or Chris in the chat. And the more that I see, the more, well, they'll win because I'm not going to do a poll. I refuse.
Let's see, as people vote in the chat, as people type Waida in the chat, there is a question.
Uh-oh.
What is it was? It was. Who wants
Twas.
to explain that?
What is twas?
Twas.
Twas is it was. Right, Chris?
I believe so. Yeah. Twas like, for example, twas the night before Christmas. That's the other place where I've heard that, and I'd always translate it as it was. I guess it's like kind of like lyrical, poetic English, right? When you chop
Yeah.
off some
And it's a
vowels
little
and
old school, right? Nobody uses twas anymore.
Right, exactly.
It's like an older form of English, an older slang that's become almost archaic.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the chat and I'm seeing a bunch of people either say both or say Waida. So honestly, I think Waida has won this one. So we've
Nice
got
job,
a point to
Waida.
Chris and we've got a point to Waida. So we have the tiebreaker, and we're actually going to do the tiebreaker on my best one, the one that I think
gosh.
is the easiest for me.
I'm scared. And thank you everybody for the support in the chat.
Yeah, so Waida and Chris neck and neck here. Now we have the woodchuck, which I think is also quite common for native speakers, a little more common. So Chris might have an unfair advantage here. Let's see. Are you ready, Chris? Any comments, questions?
I'm ready. I am ready. This is probably one of my favorite ones. Also, this is for me, Peter Piper and how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? These I'm most familiar with.
Oh, good. Well, I found that it goes on longer than I had expected, so I got tripped up near the end when I tried it. So let's see, Chris. The floor is yours.
All right. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
You see,
So-
it goes longer than expected. We all know the first sentence, but then the
Yeah, the
other
first line,
sentences we're not ready for.
No, yeah, especially the middle one. That one, that even practicing it, saying it in my head, I confused myself. It's
All
a brain
right.
twister.
It is a brain and a tongue twister. And I hope everyone in the chat is trying as well. So, Waida, are you ready? You ready to take the tongue twister crown?
Let's do this, of course.
Go for it.
Okay. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood? He would chuck as much as he could as chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Good. Okay. I think right now Waida's winning.
Yes.
It's getting.
I just needed to get my mouth used to not having the band there.
Oh, Chris is drinking some water, getting ready.
Yeah,
Getting ready, getting pumped.
my tongue needs hydration. My tongue needs hydration.
And yes, someone wrote in the chat, Champas, the question is crazy. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It makes no sense. First of all, I don't know what a woodchuck is. Second of all, I'm pretty sure it can't chuck wood.
It is an animal. It is an animal.
I gathered that much, but is it a bird? Is it like a beaver?
It's like a beaver. It's like a beaver kind of thing.
Okay, the more you know. Learning English Academy.
That was my impression that a woodchuck was an animal, but I don't know. I don't know now. Okay.
I mean, Waida says with certainty it is, and she's the English teacher here.
Yeah.
Well, we all are, but I trust her more than I trust my own judgment.
Same here.
So, Chris, are you ready for the round 2?
All right, number 2. Yep, I'm ready. Okay.
All you.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck. He would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Ooh, that one is the winner so far. All right, right now the scales have tipped back into Chris's favor. Let's see. Waida, you have your last shot for the throne or to be dethroned. You ready?
Okay, I am. Okay, let's do this. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck wood as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
That was good, but
Until the
not
end.
enough to win. Chris is now the tongue twister English Academy champion between Waida and Chris. As the title's getting longer. So the next time you're in a Platzi English Academy live, Chris, we're gonna have to put you up against new challengers and new people to see if you retain that title.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Do I get any official statement of this title? Do I get like a trophy of a woodchuck or anything? Or
you can get some bitter butter.
perfect. That'll
I'll
work.
send you some unsalted butter.
There you go.
Perfect. And I'll make some brownies.
Perfect. We all win. Oh,
like
this is
this.
excellent. Excellent. Congratulations, Chris, on your win. Waida, you gave him a run for his money, as we say in English. It wasn't an easy victory. Not at
No,
all.
it wasn't. No. It was close. It came right down to the wire.
It did.
Literally.
It did.
I love what's happening here. You're going with a lot of phrases, these idioms. Everyone, pay attention. Pay attention to those idioms that they are throwing here. Okay, good. Yes, thank you so much, Chris. Congratulations, well deserved. Next time, I need you to tell me in advance so I don't, so I can take the elastic off with more time.
All right. I will.
Amazing. Excellent. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you, everybody at home, for cheering up and, rooting for me. I appreciate it. Practice. Tongue twisters are a great way to practice your speaking, to practice the different sounds of English, to have fun as well, as we did here. As Jess said, the idea of learning is not to be perfect, but to try. And that's what you do when you try, you learn and you improve. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to invite you all to share these tongue twisters, record a short video and share with social media. Tag at Platzi Academy. I want to hear you. I want to hear you all and see you there. The best ones, we'll post them in our social media accounts on Instagram. So share with us. I want to hear you as well. Thank you, everybody. Remember, every Tuesday we see each other here, 6 p.m. Colombian time, 6 p.m. Colombian time, 8 p.m. Argentina. I don't remember today what country was 5 p.m., but if you are in that country, 5 p.m. And if you are in Europe, it's going to be like 1 a.m., but I know
Costa
some
Rica,
of you.
I think.
Costa Rica, thank you. I'm horrible. I have bad memory. But, if do the math, and we'll see you here every Tuesday, same time. We have some nice surprises. Next week, we are going to be having a nice dynamic. So we'll see you there on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Thank you so much again, Chris.
No, thank you guys, and thank you to all the students. Had a great time again.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Everyone.